Welcome, guys, to the Stay Winning podcast. With me today, I have Stephan Durso,
What's
and
up,
this is our
guys?
first episode. Stephan, do you want to introduce yourself before we kick it off?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, it's an honor and a privilege to be here today for our first episode. Fernando and I are super excited to talk about what we've been planning over the last couple of weeks and months. And, we just want to kind of describe why it's important to have the Stay Living Foundation here. I've been in the military for 12 years. I'm a field artillery officer by trade. I've been assigned to Special Operations Unit, including the 5th Special Forces Group out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I've also had various levels of command at Fort Campbell in the 101st. Additionally, I'm the event director for an executive leadership coaching company, and I've led leadership exercises to young entrepreneurs all over the U.S. and even in some South American countries as well. And I love leading and helping people solve their problems, and especially helping veterans with their mental needs, because it's important to pay attention to your mental health, and that's something that Fernando and I have talked a great deal about. And we're really excited to help others. It's really our mission of why we're doing this. What do you think about that, Fernando?
A little bit about myself. I'm a former Army Ranger, former Green Beret. After 13 years in the military, I transitioned out and I started my consulting company. Also, I'm a marksmanship instructor, I'm a scuba instructor, and I work for a company as a security advisor.
Yep.
Without further ado, let's kick it off, man. The first thing we're gonna cover is like why we decided to start this podcast, or the non-profit organization, the Stay Living organization. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Fernando and I have talked about this now for a couple of weeks, and we're really excited to kind of share with the world the official name, the Stay Living Foundation, and in addition, our podcast, the Stay Winning podcast. These are two dichotomies that we talked about quite a bit, right? So with Stay Winning, right, we're talking about stacking small wins or big wins and just showing constant movement, constant progress. And these wins create breath, they create life. And when you create life, right, you continue on to your why statement. Fernando, why is your why statement so important to you?
The reason I decided to create this organization is because when I transitioned out of the military, I was struggling a lot with not only mental health, but with a lot of other struggles, right? And right after I got out of the military, I started my consulting company. And most of the people that were hitting me up were veterans, right? Veterans
Right.
going through the same issues. And I feel like there wasn't the support needed out
No.
there. And I wanted to share with others what got me through those 6 months of the transition, right? For me, it was outdoors. It was diving, fitness, biking, hiking. All those activities was the most beneficial to me in my recovery, right? Those activities were the ones that got me back on track, got me back on my feet, and got
That's
me
right.
back to moving. So that's like the main reason I decided to start the Stay Living Foundation, is to bring veterans to Puerto Rico to use diving as SNS for PTSD. A little bit about myself. Obviously, I went to a mental clinic, and there was a lot of times where the medicine, it wasn't helping me out. It's even though it was provided, it wasn't the best thing for me. I found my best advantage, or my healing went through being outdoors, right? Doing other stuff for coping or for helping me out to deal with it.
That's right. And it creates the outdoors, right? Whether it's shooting or scuba diving or doing something you're passionate about, it just helps you kind of connect with that activity, and it's a temporary relief from all the craziness going on internally. And really, for me, it's how I channel that frustration, whether I'm feeling upset, angry, sad. But if I can channel that energy through biking or running or any endurance event, or with the competitive shooting, that really kind of something special that Fernando and I share in common, right? It's our love for competitive shooting, tactical shooting. We really want to bring that love out to other veterans and connect over that.
So something that you mentioned that it helps you deal with anger, and
Yeah,
I do agree. It's like obviously when a lot of the times where anger was a problem, like going for a long run, usually like clear your head out. But it was for me, it wasn't just anger neither. It could have been just me being disconnected from the actual world, or me thinking about other stuff, right? Me about getting that clarity that I needed to go on for the day, or go on for my mission, or go on to deal with my family, or go on to deal with my problems, right? So I found that clarity through outdoor activities. I found that clarity with diving. Diving helped me out tremendously. And it wasn't just so much diving, it was just being close to the water, like being able
right,
to, whatever I felt that I wasn't at my best, I drove to the beach and went for a swim or went for a dive. And right after I got out, I was like, okay, let's go on with the day.
right.
So
And
that's one
for
of the reasons I decided to come back to Puerto Rico. That's one of the reasons that I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to start this and bring the veterans to Puerto Rico to try this out.
yeah, and same concept for me. Whether it's running, like the ultra marathons I do, or the biking or the shooting, right? That kind of like it helps me be more present with that activity instead of thinking about the internal battles, right? It kind of gives me that exposure to what's going on in front of me versus what's going on inside of me. It's still important to kind of channel that energy, but I talk about channeling the energy in the right direction.
Yo,
And
tell me,
then
you mentioned that you did a couple marathons. Tell me about the marathons have you did, like ultra race. I know you've been in a couple, so tell me about
yeah,
those.
yeah. So I started my ultras about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and it's actually the JFK 50 miler was the first one. And as of this year, I'll be running my fourth JFK 50 miler, and I'm honored to be on the official SF team that has over 100 Green Berets from across all the groups. And this is something special that we're trying to just again raise awareness for a great organization, but also just connect over the event. But currently, every month, I challenge myself with a minimum of a 50K a month. And this is a challenge I gave myself. And really, what it's aimed at is killing complacency, right? Because you can run a race and rest on your laurels and just talk about that one race you did a few years back, or you can continue to challenge yourself. And that's what I'm doing. Every month, it's a different race, a different location. Whether it's out here in Oklahoma, I'll go down south to Texas. I'll be moving out to Washington, D.C. here in a few weeks, and I'll do races out there. And again, that's something that I'm a huge believer in, is not resting on your laurels and to always push yourself and continue to do hard things. That's really what one of my mottos is doing hard things and always challenging yourself. And I find that challenge through ultras.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I see you every day in social media, just doing it something different. Whether it's running, whether it's a cold plunge, whether it's consistently challenging yourself. And
But
that's one of the things that it's like you leave the service and you don't have anyone to push you out. You don't have anyone to like hold you accountable. It's all about you.
right,
So one of the things that when I transitioned out of the military, for the first 6 months, I was nonstop. I told myself I was the first 2 weeks. I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. But those 2 weeks went by, and I was losing my head. I was in a dark place. I was like, I need to get back to moving. And for those 6 months, it was continuously nonstop work. I traveled all across the country. I traveled to multiple countries: Dominican Republic, Colombia, Puerto Rico, back to the States. And a lot of people were asking me, what the hell are you doing? And my answer was simple. It's, hey man, I'm literally trying to stay alive. I'm literally trying to find my next north, my next point. Until
right.
I find it, I'm gonna keep moving forward, right?
Yeah,
And
because there's a beauty in motion and in movement. When you get static, you get still, you get complacent, and that complacency kills. It
100%.
kills mentally, it kills externally. You lose your momentum. You know, you just be moving in a direction and stay living. And stay winning, stay living. It's our yin and yang that we're talking about here, and that's what we want to kind of share with the world, is the importance and the dichotomy of staying winning and bringing life. And that's kind of what we want to the message on today's podcast.
That's 100%. So during those 6 months, one of the things that kept me going was the winning part, right? I
Right.
was constantly looking for a win. I was tired of failing. I was tired of failing, and whatever I was going through. I don't want to get too much details about that, but whatever got me going, whatever it was, getting to that next win, right? I got one, and so on and so forth, got me to the next one. I take a couple losses, but I got another win, and it continued to push me forward. Continued to get that clarity, to get the vision, to get my mission, to get all those things that you need in order to continue to move forward, right? And that's what I came into my head. It's like, hey, as long as you stay winning, you're gonna keep living. You know what I'm saying? You just have to get to
That's
that
right.
other win.
That's
And
right.
one of the main things that is trying to get those wins, you need a team, right?
You need a
Uh,
team.
you
You
need a
need a team
team,
of
and
like-minded individuals.
you need a team of like-minded individuals, because when you transition out of the military, you don't have that brotherhood. You don't have anybody to help you out anymore. You're on your own, and you're gonna have to start reaching out to people, right? And some of those people are not gonna be able to help you out. Some of those people are gonna turn your back on you. But your true fucking circle are the ones that are going to continue to push you forward, or guide you, or give you the help that you need. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to start this, because when veterans start reaching out to me, it's like trying to ask for help, trying to ask for a north. I didn't have all the tools that I needed. So you know what? I decided to say, I'm gonna create an organization that's gonna help them out. And
That's
that's
right.
when I told you about the mission, and you were like, let's do it. And here we are,
All
man.
in. And that's the thing in life. You have to go in on what you believe in. I believe in this mission. I believe in helping others. My entire life, that's been my song, is to help other people's, whether it's in the service, right? Whether it's as a fire supporter, providing the life-saving fire support, whether it's a team in contact, or it's a mission to help another unit, right? As a fire supporter, you're helping others. Now I can do this in a non-lethal means, right? But we're helping veterans, and we're helping more specifically special operation veterans, and it's getting them the support that they need. And as a fire supporter, that is a beautiful thing that I can continue to do that in a non-lethal method, and I'm still helping folks with their deepest needs, right? Which is just it's maintaining that balance in life. And through the Stay Living Foundation, that's what we're focused on doing, is helping people find their balance and help them find their center of gravity, right, where they can feel like themselves again. It's
I
really
like I like
important.
how you mentioned you compared the feeling of helping others in combat to helping others through the organization. Because when I was in Afghanistan and Syria, I had the same feelings. I like the missions. I like what we're doing, right? That's what gets us going. That's what wakes us up in the morning, right? That's your mission. It's like, we're gonna go on target. We're gonna hit this building. We're gonna work as a team. We're gonna do whatever we have to do, right? So when you transition out of the military, there's no more of that. You're tracking. There's not a target you're gonna hit. There's not an actual mission. So when I decided to start working with you on this project, it was like I got that feeling back again. It's like, oh shit, we got some work to do. Let's get to work. Let's record this podcast. Let's make these calls. Let's start reaching out to people. And it's the same feeling. It's like you're on a mission. And
Yeah.
once you're on a mission, everything else don't matter.
So
You put everything on standby,
yeah,
and that becomes like your priority.
exactly.
So
It's the men, you and I, and the members that we'll be helping. It's the mission. The mission is to support, the veterans. And then I put myself behind those two priorities, right? And whether it's being a father and taking care of your wife and your child, right? Or whether it's what we do. And it's such an important thing to kind of understand your priorities. Once you understand your priorities, you can start to rack and stack how you're going to accomplish each mission, right? And that's really what all it is here, is we're supporting, we're supporting all of our veterans that we'll be helping, and we support one another. And you're as strong as your team is, and that's why team and having the right guys in your team. And I'm honored, to call Fernando a brother,
Yeah, man.
And a partner too in this. And it's such a humbling feeling. And that's our hope for all of you guys out there, is that you find your teams and you find the people that will help you feel your best. And if you don't have those folks, reach out to us. We'd love to help you guys out. And we want to be there for y'all.
We're now that you mentioned team, bro. What is your let's talk about our vision with the foundation. Where do you see this
Yeah.
foundation having on the next 5 years? Right? Where do you see when you started working with me on this project? What do you see?
Yeah. So the way I see it is, we'll be mobile, right? We'll be light the first few years, and we're going to get some scuba teams, right? Scuba dives out in Puerto Rico and Florida as well. That's kind of our two initial hubs: Florida in the stateside, and then Puerto Rico down south. And then really looking at tactical events, so tactical shooting competition events, scuba diving. We'll probably consider some runs too, some ultra distance runs, so something over 30 miles. But really, what we're looking at is just togetherness, right?
Oh yeah,
Shared suffering, fun suffering, not not bad suffering, the good suffering, right? Breaking that monotony, and then helping each other just be better citizens, right? And what that's going to do for us is kind of bringing that sense of unity, togetherness, brotherhood. And then as the years are progressing, right, and we're building momentum, we envision this campus, if you will, and we'll have everything on this campus, from a range to a workout station, and then Fernando and I's favorite, our new favorite, cold plunge and saunas, right?
yeah,
But just all about recovery. So building and being your best, and then performing your best. So having the right nutrition, having the right recovery, having the right tools and training equipment,
yeah,
right? So
man.
we're building mind, we're building body, we're building spirit on this future campus,
I,
to be
li-
determined.
I like how you mentioned the suffering, right? The good
Yeah.
suffering, and it's true, man. Like the when you're going through some stuff, right? That suffering, that good suffering, is gonna get you back where you need to be mentally, right? That's
When
why,
done right, suffering is a beautiful thing. It
yeah.
helps break the monotony. It shows your true character. And then when you sit back, when you recover back, you realize what you accomplished, right? Whether it was, no matter what type of suffering it was, you can go back, and it's a point of pride, right? That's why, Fernando and I, we try to be uncomfortable, right, whenever we can, so we can build that resiliency. And when shit does get hard, we have that to reach into our back pocket, and then we're able to, we're able to overcome whatever that challenge may be.
And that's another reason too that I wanted to work with you on this project as well. It was the vision of having all these resources to help you out to get you back on your feet, and none of
The
those resources
campus,
were the medicine. It was
yeah,
more alternate medicine as outdoors and outdoor activities, like you mentioned before. It's like shooting, fitness, diving, hiking, running, whatever it is, even hunting. That's something that for me, it was more beneficial than the actual medicine. So that's why I'm preaching this to others. It's like, hey man, this helped me out. It might help you out. It might not, but it might help you out. So I want to put you through the same program that I did right when I was transitioning out, and maybe that's the thing that works for you, and might not be for everybody. But if I can help one guy or two guys, and those two guys pass it down to the next level, it's going to continue down the domino effect. And I feel like there's not a lot of people doing enough for veterans. So that's what drives me, right? To bring back the brotherhood, to bring back the guys that are reaching out to me constantly. Is, hey man, I finally got something for you. So that's where I vision myself as well, right? Having that place where if we get a call, if we get someone that's struggling, say, man, come down to fucking Puerto Rico or whatever we decide to establish it, and let's kick it off. Let's kick this training off for the next 90, 60 days. This is what we're going to be doing. And it's all going to be focused and outdoors. Hey, we might be go diving today. We might go fishing today. We might go shooting today. But regardless, it's all going to be alternate medicine. It's not going to be fucking medicine.
No,
So,
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
so
And having that location, right, is going to be a huge win for us within the next 5 years, right? And as we're getting to that point, again, we'll have, we call them in the Army MTTs, right? Where we're mobile and we're able to kind of take our mission wherever we need to. But we want to do that, whether it's Florida, whether it's Puerto Rico, whether it's, somewhere in the West Coast, East Coast, we'll be light and fit and able to come to where the help's needed, right?
yeah,
And
that's dope,
that's
man.
something we can absolutely do.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
So, without obviously, this was our first episode of introductions and what's our vision and our mission. But I want to know, how do you think can people get involved? Right? What will be a good
Yeah,
place to
so
start for you?
subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to YouTube and our personal IGs. Stephan Durso. I'll have my IG here at the bottom of the screen. And Fernando has his Instagram. What's your Instagram, Fernando?
My Instagram is Fernando Lopez Medina.
Okay. And
So
that's, just connect with us, right? Initially, we'll have a website up soon. We'll have an IG page up soon. But right now, let's just stay connected. If this message helps you, let us know. And if it helps one of your friends that are in need, hey, share this with your friends, and would love to get connected and help them out, because we
yeah.
have the resources and we want to help y'all.
So that's one of the main things that I'll recommend is if you see someone that will benefit from this, go ahead and share the message, comment, like, and pass the message to them. This might not be for you, but it might be for someone that you need that needs the help. So without further ado, man, I appreciate you jumping in this journey with me. I appreciate you jumping in this mission with me, and I look forward to continue to develop this mission. So appreciate it, Dorso.
I appreciate you. Stay winning, stay living.